Hello, you're listening to No Kids, No Pain. I'm Romina Puma.
And I'm Luca Cupani, and this podcast is about the choice of being child-free.
Each week we will explore the topic of choosing not to have kids.
And we would love to hear from you too.
If you decide to be child-free,
don't feel guilty, this is the podcast for you.
And if you have kids,
here's what you're missing out. Hello, welcome to a new episode. Hi Romina.
Hello Luca.
And we have a broad topic for this one that starts from a very from a thing I've read. There was an interview to one of the oldest living women in the world, human being in the world.
Yeah.
And they asked her, what's the secret of your longevity that you live so long? And she says, well, I have fun and I don't have kids. So no burden and that, a lot of less stress, which makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Because I that reminds me that I was, sometimes in Italy I visit cemeteries because...
Oh, I went too.
Oh.
Yeah, because I've never been. I went to the Monumentale in Milan.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it was alright. It's a cemetery.
Yeah, not much. Okay, yeah, but it's a beautiful cemetery. However, yeah, not too...
But the disappointing thing was, there are a lot of celebrities buried there. Do a map. No, you have to find it yourself.
No, that's bad. And
I didn't have enough battery in my wheelchair to fuff around. So I just did a browse, I couldn't find anyone, and off I go.
Yeah, right. Now, yes, in London, they are more organized.
There you go. You see?
So it's better, yes. Yeah. But I remember in my local cemetery in Italy, there used to be, there is, I think they're still there, a section, for some reason, they buried there a lot of nuns. And I looked at the age. The youngest was maybe 90 years old.
Wow. And
the average was maybe 95, and I thought, okay, probably these people maybe live in a spiritual life. You pray, you eat, you cook well, you stay you have a different kind of stress.
Yeah.
So, okay, someone might argue, what's the point in living so long if you are in a convent, in a monastery? But
well, everyone has their own meaning in life.
True.
For them is being in a monastery, in a convent, and pray and...
True.
But I think they're nice and relaxed.
Yeah, but I think also that, we're not advocating for people to become priests.
Once upon a time, that I was considering...
To become a nun?
Yes.
Just to hit someone because...
I don't know why. I was in my silly years. And I was like, at least I'm in there.
In Italy there's a tradition, not all nuns, but sometimes they're in charge of the education of kids in private schools. And they tend to be quite...
aggressive.
Yeah, they can slap you easily because,
But I don't think anymore.
No, probably not. But our generation still got a bit of that.
Not even when I was at school, because I remember I had a teacher. They had a bit of a temper, let's say. And one of my classmates, he was a bit of a naughty boy. And once he gave to the teacher his work, and the teacher wasn't happy with it, and they just threw it on the floor. And my classmate picked it up, and when he bent down to pick it up, the teacher kicked him in the butt.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay,
got suspended.
The teacher?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so
you weren't allowed.
Changing.
Yeah.
No, but so we weren't. So that you were considering becoming a nun because.
Yeah, I can't remember why, but
the dress.
No, the dress is not good. I don't know. Probably just because you're in nothing to think about.
I think
nice and relax.
Yeah, you pray. We don't want to diminish and especially for all the nuns who are listening to us, which could be a share of our audience because child-free podcast. So we assume that most of nuns are child-free. So we don't want to diminish your job. It's about praying and meditating, and sometimes they work. There are different types of
Maybe because I
nuns.
watched The Sound of Music.
Okay, so that was before Sister Act.
Yes.
Sister, they work a lot. So it depends, of
Yeah.
course, on if you are in education or other jobs. There are also places where you just stay confined in your monastery.
Yeah,
You
you don't
pray, you pray,
talk
you
even.
even don't talk. So yeah, that's not ideal
No,
for
not that
us.
one. I
No,
talk too much.
no, exactly.
That but yeah. So, what do you? But does that count only for women that they live longer if they don't have kids, or does it count also for men?
That's a good question. Men usually live a bit not as long as women, but I haven't found in the cemetery the section for men, so I should check with their age.
Priests.
Yeah, priests or monks or
Yeah.
friars. But I think that let's try to find a possible explanation why why are you supposed to live longer. For example, one thing is if you have kids,
Yeah.
you of course have to look after them, and you sometimes you neglect your own health because you have uh, you are more considerate towards them, so you
Yeah.
bring them to the doctors, you make sure that
You
they
are
are
all the best for your kids.
yeah,
and
maybe you
you neglect
a
yourself.
little bit because oh they need to have the best food, the best thing, the best education, the
Yeah.
best life, but then you
Yeah.
you don't do
Because you always think of the childhood you had, and you want something better for your kids.
yes, so
That's
maybe you
normally the
make sure that they have a good physical education, they go to practice sport, but then you don't have time to do some sport yourself
Yeah.
because maybe you're stressed, so you start smoking. I'm joking, I'm not saying, but I can see a lot of nervous parents smoking where the kids play or getting nervous. You don't have to go to football match with your kids where apparently parents sometimes get physical and violent.
Oh yeah.
So you have a different you don't get as stressed. Like imagine even in a couple.
Yeah, but maybe you're stressed just by doing that sport yourself.
Yes, but I'm thinking like
But if you do the sport, then it's a release.
exactly, and like in a couple, when you are happily in a relationship, you sometimes are worried about your partner. You want the best for them as well. Maybe you if you're you're worried that something might happen to, oh maybe they are going to travel for a long distance. You get anxious in a way similar to what a parent does for the kids, but for kids is multiplied because the parent is worried for the partner and the kid or the kids. So you multiply the reasons for possible stress. If you're
Yeah.
alone, you just care about yourself and your partner, and that's
Yeah.
enough. And you can share activity together with your partner. If you are if you have kids, you can say, okay, let's go together swimming. Who's gonna look after the kids? Either you pay a babysitter or you take turn. So someone
Yeah.
has to sit and be the guardian
Or-
for kids.
Or you do your swimming lesson or your swims while your kid is doing a swimming lesson, so there is a teacher looking after it.
True, but then you miss the joy of taking picture of your kids
Oh,
braving the
well,
water.
You can survive.
I think so, but yeah, you're right.
You can survive, I think.
So there's then yeah. I
Or you
think,
can ask other parents that are there, take a picture and WhatsApp.
You're right. I don't know. I cannot prove that. There's no scientific reason behind
Yeah.
living longer.
There's no scientific reason, but still, people without kids live longer.
Well, none of my parents eat 70, so
My mum died at 16.
I think that yeah, I hope to beat the record, which is not that difficult
Yeah.
apparently. But let's see. Maybe I managed to find a way to.
We will find out in a few years if we are still alive.
Yes, we will. Let's say we should do better. Let's see if we can do better.
Yeah, yeah. But what was this woman doing? What was her job? Did they say
I haven't-
anything?
Let me check if I. Yeah, you're right. That's a good
Well,
question.
was she British?
She was like, cause I've read in English the story, so let's see if she was British or. To be fair,
Because
in the UK
maybe-
they don't live that long because maybe
you know,
our-
I think another component of this whole thing is where you live. 'Cause like if you are in a nice place, you know, by the sea, where the weather is nice, and the food is good. I
You're
think that affect, you know, like when I was in Italy last week and we went one day to the seaside and I was like, oh, you know what? I should have moved my dad to a seaside place
true.
instead of my town, which is
I've
not great.
found the news now. So she's okay. She's 108 years old. So a
Wow.
lot.
Yeah.
From Derbyshire or Derbyshire.
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 That's,
So she's British,
no.
and so
I don't know how Derbyshire is. If is it nice? It's like one of those countryside places that reminds me of Sense and Sensibility, Pride
have
and
to
Prejudice.
slightly correct myself. Not she said the secret is to add dogs, no kids. So we need to add a fundamental element.
Does
so
a cat count?
maybe pets.
Pets in
so
general.
let me see. So
But they give you lots of joy.
yeah. So probably
But I'm also stressed with my cat because, like, you know, when I go in the garden,
Mhm.
she wants to come out as well. So I put them on a lead.
Oh yeah.
And she likes to sniff around, but I can't really relax because I have foxes passing by here.
So they might.
Yeah, so I always have to be vigilant. So I can't really, like, you know, go in the garden,
You see, you
sun
get
lounge
stressed.
and relax, and I'm stressed.
So, also maybe now dogs and pets generally are a source of stress because you are more aware of everything you need to do to make sure they are happy, healthy. Vets cost a lot, so
Yeah.
whenever they have some urinary trait infections, something, there's always a lot of money that goes into it. Before, I think in the past they had a dog. The dog at some point
Yeah.
stopped breathing. They had
And
another
that's
dog,
it.
and that's it. It was a different relationship. But she
Yeah.
said so. She married her husband when she was 27. The husband fought in the war, and then they didn't have any children, and the husband passed away at 73 years old. So maybe not the secret is that that I don't like this secret. Maybe to live longer, you need to become a widow. Relatively soon at some point, so that yeah, I don't like this part, but she is, maybe she has good DNA. She looks a little bit old.
Does she? Well,
She's 108.
is she still alive?
Yes, she was
Oh,
interviewed.
look at that.
She can
She's doing crap.
she entered, yes,
Oh,
and she entered a homie only when she was 103 years old. So that's considered.
Yeah.
She had a daily walk until she was 97. So probably dogs keep you fit
Fit,
because
yeah,
you have
because
to
you-
walk them every time. That's different. A cat
Yeah.
doesn't really.
Well, I don't walk anymore anyway.
You're
so-
right, but yeah, you can, yeah.
I go for a roll.
Yeah, with a dog you could do
With my
more
cat.
often, and so I understand. Yes, pets might help. Dog makes you walk every day, give you a bit of an emotional support. You don't feel lonely,
Yeah.
even when your husband is passed away. I don't like this part of the passing away, and and
Well,
then
someone has to die eventually.
and no kids is not scientific, just an anecdote.
scientific,
But we
yeah.
have a lady.
But allegedly, if you don't have kids, it looks like that you live longer.
Yeah, it's an anecdote, but I am the son of two parents, and none of them reached the age of 70.
Yeah.
So they might,
So we should live longer.
hopefully.
Hopefully.
So
We'll see.
let us what you think, and
Yeah.
if you know, of course, of someone who is 108 years old and has plenty of
Kids.
grandchildren and great grandchildren, of course, we will take into consideration this option for you, not for us.
Yeah. But please get in touch with us. You can email us at nokidsnopain@gmail.com.
Or on social media, No Kids No Pain on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and if Ada, the under 8 years old woman, wants to have a chat with us, she's more than welcome.
Yeah. Get in touch.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.